Hey guys, Tom from CrossFit Minerva. Here, what I'm going to chat to you about today is how to best plan your accessory work for your functional fitness program. So there's two main things we want to focus on out of our accessory work. The first one is movement pattern balance. So in a lot of functional fitness training programs, they value a lot of overhead press-in or overhead pull-in. So that's like your pull-ups, your push press, handstand push-ups. There's also a lot of horizontal press-in, so burpees, push-ups, dumbbell bench press, but what it often lacks is a lot of horizontal pull-in. So that's key for long-term shoulder health and long-term strength progression. So one of the things we really want to focus on when we plan our accessory training program is making sure we've got movement pattern balance. So what that means in reality is if you're doing a set of bench press or you're doing a set of push-ups, we want to balance that same volume out with a set of horizontal pull-ins. So whether that's band pull-aparts or ring rows or cable rows or something to balance out that ratio. The other thing we want to focus on with movement pattern balance is your bending to your squatting. So if we're doing a lot of squatting in functional fitness, so stuff like wall balls, squats, cleans, snatches, we want to be balancing that out with an appropriate amount of bending. So deadlifts, kettlebell swings, back extensions, good mornings. So they're the two things that most people miss out on in their functional fitness training program, which is horizontal pulling and then bending. The other thing that a lot of functional fitness programs miss is single leg work. So squatting, deadlifting, box jumps, wall balls are all awesome lower body development exercises, but lunges, split squats, pistol squats, step ups have great value for balancing you out side to side. So everyone is naturally going to have some form of asymmetry left to right, and if we can focus a little bit more on single leg work in your accessory program, that's going to pay dividends when we go back to squatting and deadlifting again. The next part I want to focus on with accessory work is the muscle contractions. So when you're in a functional fitness program, concentric contractions are valued very highly. So what that means is stuff like squat cleans where you're dropping the weight, or if you're doing kipping pull-ups, or if you're doing push presses or burpees, all of those movements have a very little eccentric focus because you're doing it for time when you're trying to go as fast as you can. So you're lowering the weight really fast. So when we're planning our accessory work at Minerva, the two things we really focus on is your eccentric contractions and your isometric contractions. So what an eccentric contraction looks like is just slowing down the tempo on a squat. So instead of doing a super fast squat, we're lowering it down for 4 to 5 seconds on the way down. Or instead of doing a fast deadlift, we're doing a 4-second eccentric deadlift. The other part that's missed out a lot is isometric contractions. So isometric contractions have really high value for a lot of your gymnastics exercises. So the way we implement that is we'll do specific holds. So we might do a chin over bar isometric hold, which is going to help strengthen your upper back. We might do a classic wall sit, so sitting at 90 degrees up against the wall, which is going to strengthen your quads in that specific range. We might do a ring support, so supporting yourself at the top of the rings, which is going to help strengthen your shoulders in that specific range. So when you're thinking, why are we doing 4-second eccentric deadlifts today, or why are we doing holds with your chin over the bar and all that sort of hard stuff, that's the main reason why we're implementing that in our training program.